What up, y'all? It's your man Abuamerican. Trying a little something different here. People were complaining, my brother's complaining about my vertical videos, so he bought me a selfie stick. Trying this horizontal look here. So anyway, I wanted to talk about hypergamy and monogamy. And as the title says, what is hypergamy to women is polygamy to men. At its core, hypergamy and polygamy are not bad things. But the way that things have developed in the 21st century, they have become negative. Now what I want to do is I want to just talk about hypergamy. I want to talk about the rules of hypergamy, or my rules, the rules according to Abuamerican, and the rules of polygamy according to Abuamerican, and a little bit of, like, you know, how these rules are social and religious constructs that that serve a purpose. And the more we remove these stops, these fire doors of behavior, the worse our society becomes. So first and foremost, let's start off with hypergamy. You know, I was going to start off with the ladies. Now, hypergamy. What is hypergamy in general? Hypergamy is the biological mechanism inside women that makes them pursue or desire after a high value and a high quality mate. Now, this of course makes sense because a woman is going to need to get the highest quality male mate that she can, aka the alpha, in order to securely upbring or, you know, raise offspring. So now these attributes can of course change. Now when we say alpha, maybe 300, 400 years ago, what necessitated being an alpha was having strong muscles, being able to, you know, hunt, sprint, whatever else, and you know, bring home the actual live bacon, or kill it and bring it home dead, because, you know, hunting and these type of things, and, you know, these physicalities were necessary in order to support a family. As society progressed and we got into, like, you know, agriculture and education, these markers of alpha attributes has altered itself, has changed to those of intelligence. Now, of course, women like muscular, fit men because biologically that just, you know, it's a sign of health in the man also, that he's going to provide her with healthy offspring. But his ability to still bring home the bacon in the modern age, aka use his brain to go out and, you know, work in the world and make, you know, appropriate money depending on his environment, you know, to take care of her and her family, or her and her offspring. This is of course important to women nowadays. And so I don't think it should be viewed as negative when a woman is interested in a man who has a lot of money. She's biologically wired to be interested in men who are successful. And you know, all these videos, gold digger smashed and all this stuff. A brother actually posted one in a group. I'm in a couple of WhatsApp groups, and a brother posted a video of that. And I'm starting to not resent. I think it's foolish. It's like saying, look at that tree. Damn leaves on those trees. It's like, why would you be mad at a woman for hypergamy, or why would you be impressed by someone, you know, smashing, as I think the title was, or the word was used in the title, woman smashed or something like this. I can't remember. Whatever. I'm ranting. Why would you be impressed by that? You know, it makes a good point, and I'm going to come to this also. Modern day alterations. Now, this hypergamous nature of women to seek out the most successful male has made us probably one of the most successful species on the planet. Arguably, depending on what you describe as successful, I think humans are the most successful because we are the apex creature on this planet, and whatever realm we enter into, or environment. If we go into the sea, if we decided to do that and live there, we'd dominate it. You know, we wouldn't find a whale uprising taking over. No, we go into an environment, we master it. That makes us the apex species. And whatever it takes to survive in that environment underwater, women will be attracted to men who excel at that particular craft of survival in the underwater environment. And it might be different than the environment that you find on land. Obviously, it will be. Now, nonetheless, so this hypergamous nature of women has made us successful. So I don't think it's a bad thing that women have this nature in them. And I think I think with these gold digger videos, we need to stop trying to play on this. Now, I think the reason why these gold digger videos exist is because how hypergamy has been corrupted by the modern age. Now, when a woman is hypergamous, I think her hypergamy, this is the rules of hypergamy now. We're going to go into the rules of hypergamy. The rules of hypergamy are this, according to Abuamerican. You are allowed to be as hypergamous as you want to be. Jump mates back and forth, not sexually, but, you know, go out and seek and see if you can get a man of the highest quality. That means you entertain, you know, as many inquiries as possible as a woman. Not like direct, like, you know I'm going to marry this guy. Oh, and then let me go cut this off and go, you know, leave this guy and go for another. No, but you're allowed to explore and look around for as many men as you want until you find the highest quality man you like, or, you know, the man that has like a good balance of everything. And once you do that, loyalty is in order. You are not allowed to leave that man. Now, hypergamy in the 21st century is this. I get a man. Okay, we're happy. I'm together with him 1-2 years. Oh, here comes a man with a little bit more success, a little bit more muscle. Let me leave my man and go to this guy. And she will continually do this until she dies. This is the corrupted hypergamy that should be frowned upon. But that a woman would entertain as many possible inquiries into her hand, if you will, prior to marriage, and aka prior to loyalty, I don't think that's a problem. This is probably what's correct. But once she makes that decision, this is the man I want, she should stick to it. That's the rules of hypergamy. And when we look socially and historically, this has been the case. That women, once they were with a man, they were expected to stay with him. You know, and if she didn't, socially she was shamed and, you know, cast out, you know, scarlet lettered, whatever you want to call them, you know. So this is just my concept and my idea on hypergamy there. Now, when we go into polygamy in men, again, it's the same thing. Polygamy, the polygamous nature of men is a biological mechanism inside men to make sure he procreates. Now, because there's such high competition for women and male disposability is real, and I talked about male disposability in another video, but just to recap it, basically, that if you have 2 tribes or have a single tribe and there's, you know, 100 people in the tribe, 50 men, 50 women, you could kill 40 of the men, and those 10 men could repopulate that tribe by 50 people every 9 months, right? But if you kill off 40 women, you leave 10 behind, it's a death blow to the tribe. So male disposability is real, and we need to come to accept that. So it should be understood and accepted that men are going to be as polygamous as possible in order to pass on his genes to another generation. Because if he doesn't do this, you know, there's a good chance that he won't. So I don't think that women should see the polygamous nature of men as a negative thing. Again, it has made us the apex species on this planet and able to procreate in great numbers and rapidly and quickly. And this is important, and especially in an unstable environment. It is a bit R-selected, but, you know, hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you got to, like, you know, bang out the number as fast as possible. Now, the rules to polygamy. Of course, I'm going to use Islamic rules as the foundation for my ideas on all of this, both the hypergamy and the polygamy. A man should be able to be as polygamous as he wants, up to 4 wives, of course, because of Islam. This is my rule. But he needs to, of course, benefit himself and his family in this, aka he provides the best possible and most stable environment possible to his offspring and his women, so that they can do their job of upbringing and being the next generation. The women bring up the next generation, the children become the next generation. And this is when his case selection comes in, where he has to, like, spend as much time as possible making the next generation as fit as possible for the environment that is coming up or that they will be facing. Now, in the 21st century, polygamy has become a negative thing, or it's, you know, picked up a negative reputation because of the way men are sexual opportunists. You see, women are sexual gatekeepers, men are sexual opportunists. And if you give us an opportunity, we're going to smash and pass, in general. I mean, I'm not going to do it, but I'm just saying in general as the male species goes. So if a man is given an opportunity to have sex with a woman, he'll generally take it. And this is why we aren't impressed, and this is why men aren't considered whores and women are considered whores. Because it's difficult for men to get sex with women, but it's not difficult for a woman to get sex with men. She can just go outside and say, hey, I'm giving it up, and she'll have a line around the block. Dudes will be texting and SMSing other dudes, and they'll all show up. But if a guy goes down the block, hey, I'm giving out this meat here, he'll probably get arrested. So this is why we have the women are whores and men aren't thing. But nonetheless, because men are sexual opportunists and they are not committing to the women, nor are they taking care of them or the offspring that are produced from this, polygamy has become a negative thing in the 21st century. So one thing that used to happen when a man wouldn't take care of his family is he was shamed and called, less than a man, and he wasn't a real man because he didn't care for his family. And that was generally true because his family had to fend for themselves in an environment that was considered to be exceptionally hostile. And so social shaming of men who didn't take care of their families was an important tool used to prevent men from just, smashing and forgetting their children. It would make his life very difficult. Just in general, this is kind of like a rant that I came up with off the top of my head, after I watched that video and the brother posted it in the group. And I think if we can get away from the negative actions, then the negative connotation should also leave. But when we look at like the feminist agenda of the 21st century, the destruction of like the family, be it a polygamous one or a monogamous one, that is their goal, and they're quite successful at it. It started with the sexual revolution. And ever since then, everything's been downhill, especially in terms of what I'm speaking about, where women think, I can use my sexuality to just, what they call it in the red pill scene, cock carousel, right? The cock carousel into, I don't know, fame, attention whoredom. What are they doing? I don't know. And men, of course, realizing this, responded, accordingly, being the opportunists we are. And yeah, it is what it is. And it's not always good. Anyway, this is just an idea I had. If you got any disagreements or you don't agree or you disagree, let me know in the comment section. Drop a comment, drop a question. Let me know. This is your man Abuamerican. You can catch me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all at Abuamerican. I'm out.